Hey everybody, and welcome to It's Nothing But the Truth podcast. So y'all are in for some great surprises. Like, we're going to be talking about some really great things. And this is my girl JonJelyn, and everybody knows her as J Savage. Okay. And it's me, Shannon Hosh Anderson. So we really are so excited about this new podcast, huh?
Definitely, y'all. We met a few years ago at another event that we were part in for another campaign in Georgia, and fell in love about a couple weeks ago. Then,
I want to touch on that first. So, because everybody's going to be like, "How in the world did y'all come together?" Like, this just seems so out of the blue to everybody, right? But a lot of people don't know that we met a few years ago, actually, January of 2020.
Yeah.
And so we were actually both volunteering for the same human trafficking organization here in Atlanta. And so when we spoke, it was just kind of brief, like, hey, bye, or whatever. And I remember you were saying that you had some projects going on. And so recently I reached out to you, and then, you were like, let's do lunch, and here we are. All right, so that's just kind of how that went, kind of in a nutshell. So
exactly.
Tell us a little bit about JonJelyn Savage.
JonJelyn Savage, who I am. I go by J Savage. I am a mother of 3 daughters, and I'm married. I've been married with a high school sweetheart since I was 16 years old.
Wow.
They married 27 years. We had 3 daughters together, and we were excited and ecstatic about all of our girls. And so we vowed to protect them at all times. We did, and we never thought that we would have to come to a time that we would have to really go out on a limb and against the world to fight for one of our daughters. But that is another story that more information will come later on that. But in the meantime, I speak through JonJelyn Savage that I was born into, or brought into a very mature young woman. And now I am actually a worldwide activist for any type of domestic trafficking, sexual abuse crimes for women and young adults.
And that's awesome. And, like I said before, that's actually how we met. So we aligned just on so many different levels, causes and things of that nature. And I remember you were talking about my story. So that's kind of how we started. I think that's how we started relating to one another, because my background in adult entertainment, being around situations, kind of what your daughter is going through, and just being able to kind of share some light just from my own experience of, what that looks like. So talk to us a little bit about after R. Kelly, after the conviction, like, what do you want people to know you for?
What I want people to know is that although for some reason, I think we were the pioneers to get other people to speak out, to bring them out of bondage. I'm sure there's a lot of people who had their reasons why they speak out, because it took a big toll on not just me, but my whole entire family, to speak out and go against what would be normal for somebody else, what they consider normal. My husband, we've always been equipped to go against the grain and Bible that we believe in.
Absolutely. And so we definitely commend you guys for that. Like, that takes so much courage. And I know a lot of people have their own opinion. A lot of people think that they know what's going on. They think that they know the truth. And we'll touch into all that, maybe at later dates. But I really just wanted to really kind of get to know you, because it seems like every time we see you, you is always because of something that R. Kelly has done or something that your daughter has done, but you are an individual yourself.
Exactly.
And, just being able to come on and have the conversation with you, just seeing JonJelyn is and show JonJelyn to the world and let everybody know that she's not just R. Kelly, right? Like there's so much more. And there was so much more even before that. So talk to us. I know that you're doing some projects, right?
Yeah.
So first of all, where are you even from?
I'm originally, my whole family, we are from Memphis, Tennessee, down south, Memphis, Tennessee. Born and raised, all of my family was there. I met my husband in a local high school in Memphis, Tennessee, in 11th grade, and we dated throughout my first few years in college, and got married when I got up after I had found out that in Georgia. I was born with my mom was an educator, and so I was born always under the microscope anyway, because my mom was like in the school system in my elementary through my senior years. And so as of today, I still know my elementary teachers and principals and everybody that I do and work that's in, and we're still pretty close as me. My mom has now passed recently as of November 2021, which took a big toll on me. I had been dealing with the situation with the coming out against the RSK. Once my daughter went missing from her school, but I went missing, but I decided not to enroll and go with him full time. So we have been we got all the facts. We didn't go off hearsay. We got all the facts, and we had no choice but to expose what was going on. And like I said, I don't judge other parents or other families or what they have done, but I feel that that our mission was to speak out and be a pioneer, and it didn't take just us; it took a whole team. It took that's bullshit. It took a lot of people pulling together to get to where we are today.
Now, when I mentioned that we were doing the show, somebody reached out to me and said, "Oh, well, what about her and her 15-year-old daughter?" So I just want to clarify some stuff because I'm like, she's not 15, and she wasn't 15 at the time, right? She was actually a college student away at college. So I just want to point that out. So kind of explain that a little bit more. I think a lot of people get a lot of misinformation. They're thinking she was 14 and 15 years old when in fact she was actually a college student.
Yeah, actually, we had 3 daughters, and I went to about 2012, 2013. My husband opened up a few fashion boutiques here, and they were called J Savage Collections, and they were named after all 3 of my daughters and myself. So I also was a classic store, elegant store, with hair wigs, and then we transitioned to full women hair on perfect style and everything. And everything was done very classy. And once my oldest daughter graduated from high school, she didn't go off to college that very first year because she had some issues to deal with personally. But once that passed, she enrolled in first year into Georgia Winter College. So no, she was well over 18. My mom's all my girls, like my mom wanted to be very close, had the info for who her daughters were spending the night with or hanging around with. Just know something about the family and anything about everybody. But we had a general sense of who she was with. And we ran our businesses and our locations, and my daughters at the time they were still young, so they weren't really didn't see what we were really trying to do, but they were involved in the business. And when Joyfully originally got into the music industry, kind of started learning things about the industry. And so we sat and we told it, and we thought it's way on the music industry, and we're going to just roll your college and focus on college. And so that's how we kind of shifted from the music industry, although we hadn't had any issues in the past with the music industry, but then ran into some situations where it wasn't looking beneficial for our future. future. And so we kind of backed out and just wanted her to go to college. And she agreed that she would go to school. And then later on, things returned, and I don't have more things to say about that. But the verdict is in, and the situation stayed closed from New York.
And there you have it. All right. So I know that you're working on some projects. One of them is the candles, right?
Yeah.
So we are very excited about the candles. So tell us, how did you get into candles? Like, is that kind of like a healing thing for you?
Well, when I got into candles, I've always loved the different scents, trying different candles. But when I started the journey of kind of what I call the trauma for me as a mom, I always found solace in the light candles at night before I go to bed. And I take long baths, long showers, and everything like that. So it brought me peace, an inner peace. And I did my research on different fragrances they do have healing benefits, like lavender, different scents have different healing benefits for you. So I just started researching and started coming up with 5 different fragrances, fragrance oil combined different fragrances. And I've been testing candles for over almost about 5-6 months now. And I am launching a new website soon that will be announced. And I just want you to come get a piece of what I found to be my piece.
Absolutely. So speaking on peace, right? So what are some things that you have found that have helped you through this situation?
It's been a long journey. It's not always, it hasn't always been peaches and cream. I'm not perfect. When I went into this situation, I was like, we've been the best parents. We've never been arrested. We always did the best for our girls. We've been trying to maintain a family unit and warn them about different things, about different situations people they might come in contact, especially young men or whatever. But nobody's perfect. Nobody's immune to trauma. And it's not what you go through, but it's how you deal with it. And so it's been a learning curve for me. I've had my weaknesses as well as I've had my strong moments, and I've had my moments where I had to come to realization where I need to improve, and I have done the work, actually the work in, and I am back. I am feeling 100% or nearly 100% complete. And I live day by day. I don't worry about the next day anymore. I don't worry about my daughters. I pray for them. And I feel that everything will fall in place as time will tell.
So do you feel like Joycelyn will eventually just come and say, you know what, I'm ready to come home?
I can't actually speak for Joycelyn. I've been, Joycelyn's now 27. I don't know where her headspace is right now, but I know, and I'm confident that her knowing who her parents were, despite the rumors that people they don't know her family, put out about her truth of race, her family life. She knows the truth. All the people that knows the actual truth is her mother and father, her extended family, and her sisters. We know the truth. So as long as we know that she knows the truth, I feel in due time, as she heals or as she gets her thoughts together or comes to a sense of realization. Not saying that she doesn't have her own sense of realization. Her perception of what's real to her now is not the perception of real that is like in general to society. So we're hoping that she comes back to the realization of what true her true abilities, her true character, who she is to herself and not for somebody else. I think she will come back around not just us, but just a family in general or old friends or whatever. So I'm concerned about her. I'm always worried as a mom. She will always be my daughter, but I would not live my life without a moment in fear and anxiety, crippled by anxiety of worrying about her as I've done for the last 5 years.
What would you tell other parents who are in similar situations?
I would normally, in general, before this happened to me, I would normally just say, watch your kids' friends, know what parents, who the parents, something about the parents, who they live with. But in this day and time, people are so strategic. They know what proper words to say. And you just have to kind of be careful. And in my situation, I believe in prayer. And just have to be careful who that you let your kids around. And you have to basically educate your kids on the world. And that's something that I did not have. My mom was, my mom was a great mom, but, and my father was a great father, but I was a sheltered child. My mom was an educator. And I always felt that I had to excel in everything I do because I had eyes always watching on me, not just from the teachers and principals, from the students and the teacher's daughter. So I always did what I could do to be what's so-called perfect in the eyes. And also I had a strong back in church to keep me grounded. I was always fearful, even having sex before marriage, to be honest. It was a big fear for me. That's how deep my relationship was with God from an early age. And it kind of carried me on. But no one is immune. I'm not perfect. I made mistakes throughout the way because somebody tells you how to deal with certain trauma. Certain mistakes I've made, just like trying to handle my depression basically by just like such sleeping, just letting my mind take over different things. I'm thankful to God I didn't do anything drastic or making any super bad decisions, but decisions I made, I wish I had a chance to do those.
Well, this is the thing, right? I mean, just being from the adult entertainment industry, and I actually went into the adult entertainment industry when I was 15, okay? And so I've seen a lot of girls come through those clubs. And for a lot of parents who have a lot of things to say, they're saying, oh, my daughter wouldn't do this or this and that and the other. They have no idea how these predators operate. And it's like, you're not there with your children 24 hours a day. You don't know what they're doing 24 hours a day. And you just don't know the things that they are manipulating them with, And so I just tell everybody just to have some grace and understand that nobody is really immune to anything, like you said.
And also, you can teach your kids everything that you know and everything that you're witness. But it's just common that once they get around their friends, everything that you taught them sometimes goes out the window. So they always come back to their roots. But in the midst of it, when they hear the information and they see the phrase that to them is valid and what they want to do, sometimes they take that risk, at all costs. But normally, they always follow the child always returns.
That's right. And I love that's even in the Bible, right? And so it's like, what do we teach them at their core? They initially return to. I really do believe that. But sometimes they get lost and sometimes just go astray. And I was one of those girls, I didn't grow in the best situation, but I eventually came back to what my mother taught me. And so we're hoping that will be joyous as well. And was there anything else that you would want to say?
The thing I would want to say is this whole situation on this year has really opened my eyes for a lot of things that I was not aware about. And I'm sure a lot of other people are not aware about how bad human trafficking or sexual industry is in America. It's also very bad in the city that I live in, Georgia. And just have to be careful with your surroundings, the white vans, be traveling, not knowing where the kids are. My case was different. I didn't know she was with, but at the same time, I feel that it's really ultimately big that they have running the right operation. So I cannot say a rich anymore. It's been firm, but it's opened up a path for me to have other families to get exposure, community exposure for some of these things, because you don't have to go to after. We didn't go after this person because they were in a status. We out there because it was a predator that was doing something incorrectly, and it was direct effect in our family. Absolutely. And so we're definitely seeing more of that, so I'm so excited about that. And like I was saying, like
kids, they're going to make their own decisions. Parents, we all know that we cannot watch them 24 hours a day. And so just have some grace, and that's it. So thank you so much, guys, for tuning into It's Nothing But the Truth podcast.
Future guests coming soon. My assignment events.
Well, let's talk about that. Yeah. So let's talk about the future events. What about that?
I'm excited about networking women from all across the world. Women, I'm sure you get women too, like reaching out from different states and towns. And when they come in town, sometimes I try to meet them with them if I'm available, or make myself available to do lunch or whatever. But it's different then where we have one centralized location and from city to city to meet people and network and have them grow where they'll meet, and at the same time help us grow where we might meet. It's all about networking. Everybody has a different skill set, and pull it together as one. So we do have the podcast, the True Podcast.
Yes, y'all. So make sure y'all stay tuned in.
And we'll be having a social management network group. For successful women or even upcoming successful women. And our networking group is Successful Women Society. Successful Women Society. Our events in the city here.
So the Successful Women Society, y'all, that's it's already put together. So it's going to be, bringing women together, and you'll be able to start businesses, grow businesses, scale businesses if you need support, accountability, sisterhood, all of those things we're going to be incorporating in the society. So we hope that you guys will join. So we actually have the logo and everything. So this is like a passion of ours. The podcast is a passion. Successful Women Society is also a passion of ours, but we want to be helping other women to really level up and take their lives to the next level. So we're so excited about that. We look forward to it.
And it's out there encouraging. We all have walls. We all been going through different things, but we all want to come together and not use our weaknesses or what our past traumas to get excuse for where we shouldn't fail and be the best version that God said should be.
Absolutely. So make sure y'all continue to watch It's Nothing But the Truth podcast. Peace. Thank you so much for tuning in to It's Nothing But the Truth podcast. Make sure you follow us on all platforms, including Instagram and YouTube. Also, are you a woman looking to start a business, grow a business, or scale a business? Then please go to successfulwomensociety.com. We would love to welcome you into our mentorship, where we will actually mentor you through the process, and you'll get to network with other like-minded women. Do you have a book that you would like to write? Then go to writeandpublishin90days.com. That is my free training where I will show you the 5 steps of how to properly write your book. And if you have a finished manuscript, go to Pop Publishing. That's poppublishing.com. Make sure that you're also on the lookout for Savage Scents. All right. So JonJelyn is dropping her beautiful, wonderful candles, and they will be going on sale very soon. So make sure that you be on the lookout for Savage Scents. So thank you so much for joining in to It's Nothing But the Truth podcast, and we'll talk to you soon.